Hello, welcome to yet another stream. As I figure out that the game wants to crash and it already crashed on me and now everything is out of control, so give me a couple of seconds to fix one or two things, but we are going to be wait, it should be like this and it should be like this ish and should not be like this, but this is fine. Right, I think we are kind of operational here. It's funny because right as I clicked start stream, everything just fully crashed, so okay. There goes the chat. Setup is supposedly setup is not loaded. Let me load the setup. Where are you? Setup, load, drive, lights on. Okay, we're on track. Well, thank you already for all the likes. I'll try to make a nice race today with the Lexus, even though the conditions are kind of cold-ish and it's Fuji, so it's incredibly difficult to get any temps into the car. But of course, the beautiful full carbon car. I mean, this is practice, but I'm gonna get the same full carbon car in the race, because I did the noob mistake of messing with the liveries, and supposedly you should not mess with the liveries in the main menu, or like in the livery or team section. If you have one of those liveries signed up for a championship, it just breaks everything. Anyway, thank you, Yuho. Yeah, I will need a bit of luck. I think we will have to Lexi today again, keeping me honest about Bob and my own performance. So I will not be able to attribute any lack of pace to the car. But it will be a bit easier for some other cars to get the pace going, I think. Although the Lex should be good for here, because it kind of likes to bring the nose to the apex in a stable way. And there is quite a lot of corners like that at Fuji, like this one. You can make it turnable without it killing you on the exit too much. Anyway, what's it? 3 minutes to go, then we join the server. So it's perfect time to practice the pit entry, as I'm not gonna get the tires into the temperature window anyway. So where's the braking point? I forgot. I think around here. Ow. Ow! Okay. It was good to practice. Very useful practice. Let me just quickly check. Come on. It's a big car. I keep having these little small problems with underestimating how much of a car there is on the right side. And then the cold tire and yeah, okay. Let's not do that in the race. But I think there is no track limit on the red stuff, I believe. Either way, is there just enough time for another outlap? I think there is. Doesn't make much sense to join or to wait for 2 minutes in the main menu anyway. Better do another run. Hi Martin, yep, very perfect. It's a pit entry where you can really gain a lot of time if you really send it. No track limit, okay. Yeah, we had a track limit there. There is a Porsche incoming. We had a track limit there manually enforced in VMS Pro. Got a +5. And lost, I think I lost a win there in Season 1 because I touched the white line. I don't know why the guys at VMS do these extra rules that are completely unnecessary. But oh well. They want extra work, they will have extra work. Yeah, I'm gonna check now. Sorry. I'm gonna try to cut as much as possible, really, but still stay 2 wheels within. Nice drift for the Valk. Okay, so I think I can get away with later braking. Nah. Aha, okay, I got an orange track limit, but I was really outside. Yeah, I need to brake earlier. That was way too late. There is the white line that goes across the track, so don't cut, or like don't brake after. There is this kind of I don't know how to put it, like hill and valley, and the tire don't like it. Yeah, that's... Well, if that was an orange cut, then that's fine. Hola, Agustin. Right. Exit. Yeah, I will not cut like that. By the way, one thing I wanted to quickly make fun of. Somehow I'm the first here in the list. So usually there were like gold 2, gold 2, gold 2, then some gold 3s, sorry, gold 1s, and then silver. But somehow all these people, like Kevin was gold 2 at some point. Like many golds are now suddenly silver 3, silver 2, so I don't know what happened there. Like at some point it became super difficult to keep or gain the rating. So now we are all struggling to hang on to gold 1. A bit unexpected, but anyway. Was it 10-minute quali? It's 100-minute race, and because the lap is exactly 100 seconds or like 101 seconds, it should be 60 laps max, like 59 or 60. So it's 10-minute quali indeed. Let me just quickly calculate that. Yeah, it's gonna be 6 attempts. Let me try to not leak the Go setup goodness. Right, like this. One moment. Okay. Think all set. And calculated to perfection. Just enough for a solid P6 in quali. And yeah, indeed, the livery is still very much broken. But kind of good looking. I mean, should I even drive? Let's do another pit and trick practice as we have enough time. Look, well, as the logo on my stream nowadays suggests, yeah, I'm indeed... Well, I'm not making them like very hard, but I still make them. I think I made like 5 of them in August. Well, I've been a bit on vacation and so on as well now at the start of September, so not any setups recently, but yeah, we collaborate together with Go. Thank you, Joao. And welcome back to you as well. Well, I will not say I run 100% Go setup today, but well, again, I did take the Go setup base, well, the esports Quali one, and then did some clicks that I know work for me, but I cannot tell much without leaking stuff that I shouldn't leak. Right, let me concentrate on this. So white line, brake, cut across 2 wheels, yellow track limit. Yeah, maybe it wants me to stay within. Anyway. Today I don't know about it really. I would have to ask, but it's not anything that I have anything to say in, or that I would even ever have to think of it, so I am not sure. Joao, not yet. I just arrived back home yesterday evening. And tried to make things functional. Today I was preparing for VMS Pro on Sunday as well, and then tried to prepare for this race very briefly. But I still need to update myself with stuff. Right. Quali 10 minutes, 6 laps. Probably the last lap is the fastest. So, minimum slip, maximum load to put the temperature into the tire in an effective way. And then lap 2 and lap 3 are still not good enough, so maybe I just do 3 out laps there. Very stacked indeed. Fire team. I think there was Luke Whitehead as well with the Ferrari, but I think he disappeared at some point. I've done the brilliant decision of basically making this run now my first quali attempt overall. I just did full tank before, so I hope this ends well. I mean, it's gonna be quicker than full tank, so that's fine, but let's see the lap times. There is Lyden in the field as well. Yeah, Oscar, yeah, there is quite some difference for sure. The CDA in-game setups are still kind of built around kind of drivability, although it's a bit faster than the default setups. But the Go setup really tries to put the car into the fastest possible operating window and then Well, in case with Lexus, it's tricky, right? Because it's quite difficult to make it drivable, but I guess it's the same with many GT3s. But maybe the Lexus is, in one aspect, the trickiest. It feels very stable and very solid until suddenly it just so uncontrollably snaps on an entry that it's very hard to set it up in a way that the snaps will not occur. Of course you can set it up to be softer and more understeery and still kind of fast, but you just instantly sacrifice a bit of time. Right, that's gonna be a nice mid 42, and then we start putting some better laps together. Ah, you had the better CD. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, for sure part of it is also the driver preference. To be honest, what was it last time I drove? I think I drove Interlagos, or was it some other round? When I had to load the safe Lexus setup from the Go setups, because the eSports one... No, actually I loaded the eSports one and I could barely handle it, because I didn't practice or prepare enough. But yeah, if you do more laps, then you start appreciating the extra work or so on. But yeah, I mean, of course it depends on who exactly built it and how similar driving style you have with the guy or with the team, because it's, well, the Go setups are normally built like in teams. Oh, what's that? Suddenly very dark. It's the... Was it the bug? Is the bug coming back? The bug with overexposure? Yeah, I think it's something to do with the overcast here. If the sky goes overcast, something really broken happens. And it is overcast indeed. Yeah, the colors are so weird. Yeah, I need to report the bug again. Okay, somehow P1 for now, but well, the most important laps are coming now. I took too much of the curb. Yeah, we supposedly need to go into high 40. Ah, there we go. The Aston already, high 40. The moment I spoke about it. So tires are now above 60 on the right side, above 70 on the left. It won't get much better, but here we go, the two important laps. Ah, messed up. The last two corners. Well, that's high 40. But need to gain a 10th or 2. Broke too early. Come on. Nail the shift. 6 more milliseconds. No, not gonna do it. Ah. Well, let's see what others do. The first of the Lexi for now, so that's very nice. Ay ay ay. There were so many moments when I lost the 6 milliseconds. I was already on the back foot through the first two corners. I think I lost a 10th overall there. Maybe I upshifted slightly too late, but I mean, the upshifts are really not that important with the GT3s. If you miss it a little bit, well, maybe it's 5 milliseconds max if you don't really fully run into the limiter. Okay. I mean, that's very surprising. I don't know. Happily taking it. Okay, well. Let's try not to leak the setup once more while I load stuff here. Like that. And then I need to take the fresh tires. Wait, how do I do the fresh tire? Like that. So we have a minute and a half to go. Right, let me try to at least stream something. Why do I have FFB already? That's a bit funny. Is one supposed to have FFB as if he was in the car at this point? Hope it doesn't crash when I click start driving. Left facing. Yerney jump scare. Oh yeah. Thank you, Oscar. Yeah, well, I guess there is more pace than expected. Which is nice. And the car feels quite solid. I could surely make it to rotate more. Actually, now that I'm thinking, jump scare again, I could survive with a little bit more stability. So let me add +1 front ARB. And click start driving, and lights on. And we might have to do like 27 laps for the last stint. And we will take the mediums for the pit stop most likely. Maybe not on the left or on the right side, but Yeah, let's decide on the go. Right, last sip. I cannot catch up that quickly. I have PTSDs from this starting procedure. Anyway, should be all good. So let's have a nice one. Gonna be carnage into turn 1 for sure with the hypercars. Defended. But that was a really clean start. I don't think anybody from hypercars fully binned it. Now the Aston is typically quite quicker on the straights and slightly off in the corners, so let's see if that's still the case. Where is he going? He found like a quite unorthodox entry line there. I'm really gaining through there. I mean, he did miss the apex a bit, but I still gained. He didn't miss it that much. So 6/10, start of straight. He's driving away a bit. Yeah, that turn to at Fuji is really slow in, slow out with GT3s. No way around it. Push a bit and instant rear snap. And that's an interesting line there, but it works for him, so alright. I won't try it though. Okay, here we go. It's not really possible to overtake around the outside into T1. Thank you very much. I will never say no to an inside line into T1 here. Guys, we are leading. Alright, yeah, I really gained through the last corner, so that's quite useful thing to have on the car. A strong, most important corner on the track. Roman, basically what happened was that I had a bit of a livery issue for Virtual Endurance Championship. I tried to fix it, swapped around some liveries, and I didn't realize that because one exact livery was being used for this championship, it was non-retrievable once I deleted it. So whatever I do now, I will have a black car, which is unlucky. the system didn't bore me or anything, but like we kind of discussed it shortly previous race in this championship, that there is a bit of user interface missing, which should tell you either don't delete or you will have a black car, or you're deleting the livery so you get a black car, but you can choose between these liveries for this car if you still want to have a paint, in case you would want like to change a paint mid-season. That would be nice to have. It's not implemented yet though, so we have a nice weight reduction. It's crazy, it's literally 4/10, 3/4 every lap last turn. And he's same quick everywhere else. So strange. Anyway, let's keep the pace up. Let's not do a Lexus problem like we did at Kota. Let's try to not get obliterated by the hypercars that are coming very soon. Done. I don't know. Is it? Do I not know something? Did you put 30% chance to a random slot in the race? Would you believe it? The blue Ferrari of Dario Iemolo passes and we are still alive. Doesn't happen often in this series. Here comes Michi Hoyer. Hello. Yeah, I'm waiting for Lyden to pass Naskidashvili, and after that happens, I fear that Lyden will have a bit more pace than I, but maybe for whatever reason I'm just super quick today. I don't quite get it, but I'm happy to take it. Didn't really prepare much for this round, just didn't have time. I tested more for prior rounds and still won none of them. Yeah, there is a bit of a Ferrari fest going on in LMU for the time being, but you know, every big update like the upcoming ELMS one hopefully brings further BOP improvement. And hopefully what happens is destruction of the Ferrari fest. I mean, hopefully the car is still good enough, right? To always compete for the wins in good hands and good setup. But not quick enough for it to have every race be a Ferrari fest. Yeah, I mean, BOP in hypercars is generally not bad. It's just the Ferrari kind of destroying it. I mean, it is kind of Ferrari fastest more often than not, but sometimes Toyota is really quick, maybe even quickest by small margin. And then on top speed tracks, Valkyrie is even quicker. And supposedly Porsche is really good around some places. I've seen the go setup lap times around Kota, and I believe the Porsche was on pace even. Maybe a tenth of Ferrari. And we got a sub. Yegawa, thank you for your subscription. And about me doing my own setup, so basically, usually I do, but for now, or well, from the beginning of August onwards, we are doing a bit of a collab with Go Setups. So I've done some setups for them, and I'm collaborating with other Go setup creators, so what I normally do now is for the Lexus just download the Go setup and do some clicks if I wish to. And for today I did go a bit more understeery on the IRBs. And at the same time I believe I did soften the front spring a bit. But obviously I am not allowed to talk about the values. Well, the Lexus is really nice. You just need to understand this turn 2 and turn 3 a bit. And especially if you come from iRacing, it's a proper nightmare. Because in iRacing you just have to carry enough speed that it allows you to keep trail braking very, very, very deep into the corner. But this Lexus has just so much rotation by default on a neutral setup that into turn 2, if you brake into the apex, you're gonna lose the rear. And then if you abruptly lift for turn 3 or even trail brake to deep and then lift, you will have a rear snap, more likely than not. But you rather need to just use the rotation that's already there and kind of counteract it a bit with throttle input. Sometimes just use all of it. I mean, you can see my traces here, and it's quite a special car. But to some extent it's a similar problem on all GT3s, with a lot of entry rotation if you pitch the car too much down on the nose into the apex. So we have Lyden in P2, and he's doing fast lap times. Let's try to not let him come close. think I got slowed down a little bit by some hypercars that didn't quite know where to send it. But I really like the Lexus for the fact that it rotates on the exit. It doesn't just squat down and go straight when you apply the throttle. Živje Jure, sem zgrešil. How much slower in the worst versus meta car? What is actually the worst? Would be Mustang, I guess. Although the Mustang is really good around some tracks. The BOP is a bit weird. But it could happen that on some tracks, let's say the Ford is, I don't know, 6/10 of the Lamborghini in Quali. But then on other tracks, like at Kota, it was really interesting because the Lambos were for sure the fastest cars for qualifying, but for the 6-hour endurance event with driver swaps, well, it was the Ford winning it. It wasn't a huge margin, but it's a better endurance car. And it was open setup, and it really worked well. And the Lexus was slightly off in the long run. But I would say the GT3 Bop is not that bad. It still needs improvements, of course. The Porsche is a bit sad. It can be good in Quali, and then it dies in the race. Not sure if the Ferrari suffers similar fate. It's really not that bad. Yeah, I mean, that's the problem with the Bop, right? It's hard to find. That's not an Apex. It's hard to find stable conditions enough to not have a problem outside of the car. And Lexus, about straight line speed of the Lexus, I don't think it's necessarily very fast in a straight line. I think the Ferrari and Porsche struggle a lot more in the straight line. Wait, that has been mismanaged in my brain. Let me try to put it into a sentence together. Again. So basically, I think Lexus is kind of mid-tier in a straight line, and the low tier would be then the Ferrari and the Porsche, and the top tier would be Aston and potentially Corvette. BMW seems to be sometimes good in a straight line as well. But of course it fully depends on the setup. Oh, The pole sitter dead. What have they done? That must have been fight for P3 and P4. Still quite a decent selection of harsh words there in the server chat, so acceptable. He was a bit mad, but I mean, this is, I guess, as mad as top guys in Split 1 get, which is fair enough. No worries about the caps lock. Well, I really hope that's the case, Luca. And I still hope that GT3 can get like a small patch, just fix something, but well, I've read about something before that Joao wrote. I'm not sure if I missed some announcement or not, but let's see. Ah, they're still going in the chat. Mattia, thank you for your sub. Agawa, I am racing with the Rafa esports team, which is Rafa Racing Club's kind of online presence, mostly in Le Mans Ultimate with me, and sometimes in iRacing as well. Michi now. Guys, please. It's a bit unprofessional to keep going at it in front of everybody that tries racing. Perhaps that's a sporting code infringement and somebody could protest them. Well, Let's see who has the last word at least. Oh dear. I would say one more message, maybe two. Although maybe... Was it Howells? The other one? Maybe he has already escaped the server. So the peace returns upon the race. Not the best time to get a Lexus moment. It's so hard to judge that corner. You are already on a really weird line if you're just alone on track. And then I tried to lift in time and... okay. We survived today. That's nice. But Lyden is closing in. Good evening, Mlondi. Ah, my tongue. Sorry. I need a sip. I don't know what that happens sometimes. I just try to speak out of nowhere, like greet somebody. Or say something I think I perfectly know what I want to say. And the moment I try to pronounce it, the tongue fully breaks, like, I don't know. Maybe it's because I didn't like to read books when I was a little kid, but... Maybe it's the sim racing. My brain CPU... it's not just sim racing, sometimes it happens out of nowhere. Anyway. Blondie, welcome to the stream. It's been crashing every time you try to race. Oof. I'm running, Jesper. I mean, funnily enough, the game crashed for me right I was trying to launch the stream today. Luckily it was just mid-practice game crashed. Or maybe the server closed down or something, but it still had like hour and a half to go. Oh yeah, what was the solution? The shaders, right? C-bash shaders? Like there's a file that you kind of have to delete now and then. Well, I just deleted it once. Never really had a problem with it. And it didn't really change anything, but I've heard that that shaders file kind of can kill the game for many users. And potentially the shaders stay there in the user data folder. Even if you uninstall, so... Lyden is saving a bit more than I. But yeah, I mean, a full fresh uninstall, as Jesper says, is usually a great fix to every issue. Unless you're me and you're trying to reinstall iRacing, because you cannot launch the game because it kind of gives an error. And then you cannot reinstall iRacing because it still gives an error. And you delete everything and it still gives an error. And then you ask tech support and they cannot help you, despite having their best attempts in many different ways. That was one of the weirdest sim racing experiences that I ever had. Trying to reinstall iRacing to even make it to the track. It was... what was it? Some driver issue? Something was corrupted that iRacing just wasn't able to fix with reinstall. But was only problem because of that anti-cheat. Yeah, I think it... well, my sense... was it because... I mean, that sounded like I'm cheating, but... I think I stopped some update midpoint one time and then everything got corrupted. And iRacing wouldn't even reinstall itself. For Anna, I started to the new tire. Potentially Lyden started on the used one, right? It could be a problem later on. Didn't really think of it. But it's a bit of a waste. Unless Lyden will go for a nice undercut. As the first stint is like 6 laps longer than the second. Then Lyden is even fuel saving a bit, which doesn't really make sense on a used tire. I don't know, let's see. I cannot let him catch me. He started unused. That explains things. And he did undercut last time as well. Yeah, let's see. Gonna be interesting. No, LMU in iRacing of course can be on the same PC. But what I meant was that when I was updating iRacing, something broke when I clicked a wrong window at wrong time. Ten out of 10 for the drift, for the blue Ferrari. 9 out of 10, he missed the apex. At what point in time am I allowed to start complaining about being unlucky in traffic? I think I was consistently quicker now on the fresher tire set, if that's really the case. But I keep losing a lot of time with these moments. Matt is correct. The general consensus is that you are not allowed to enjoy both iRacing and LMU at the same time. And if you do, then something is wrong with you, or you are like a crazy esports. There is nothing in between, right? I really like, I don't know what's the correct word, appreciate or envy, or I don't know what should I say, like people like James Baldwin. He's really on pace in RF2 and LMU. He's been in the top of ACC. He's decent in iRacing. It's crazy. He even did F1 esports, right? He wasn't too bad there. so everything it touches is pretty good. Maybe not like 100% pace, but like maybe 1/10 off or 2/10 off, but always there. Range port, that's just ARF2, right? Copy pasted, edited a bit. Ah, the undercut is here. So now we have Lyden on full tank, fresh, very cold tires. He will be losing a lot of time. So I am overcutting, but suddenly he will gain a lot of pace. And then I will probably have to defend against him. But I do need to stay in 41s. You enjoy iRacing unpredictable spins. Oof, well, I appreciate that. I do enjoy cars where you're not able to full push like crazy every corner, but you always have to be respectful of the grip in the back of your head. And then it's of course preferable if you can feel what's going on. That's the new batch of hypercars. They will have to be pitting as well quite soon, I think. Well, Matt, it's like that Marcel Offerman sim, The Last Garage. It doesn't really exist, but it was already used for esports finals. January 25 in Maastricht at Sim Formula Expo. And it will be used again this year, or the upcoming year. But okay, something is getting a download for a non-existing game or closed beta game and play for home, and then something else is organizing a competition on site where people can compete while trying the new sim. 4 to go, maybe 3. Yeah, about range sport, I really don't know what to think of it. It feels completely dead, I don't know. But I have no idea about the console market. I hope many people on consoles buy LMU when they come to consoles eventually. It would be nice to see Lyden's lap times now. But I don't have my HUD or like my overlay big enough to be able to actually see, which is unfortunate. I think that's one to go. I'm a bit marginal on the energy. Of course. I'm not angry, not at all. So box. I think 28 laps is a good call till the end. Solid pit entry. Practiced it well. Yeah, I was a bit too scared to cut across the red stuff. Although it would give me maybe half a point of a cut, but you never know where you find a bug. Wait, my bite point was a bit too low down, let's see. That was good. Okay, Lyden has a lot less of virtual energy. Lind! He only changed one side maybe. Or he didn't... No, he didn't change any tire. So he will drive off into the distance for now. And Lyden is coming. Three seconds. Oof, that's gonna be tough. He's gonna be on my rear into turn 1. Or actually even before turn 1. But I did lose like 2 seconds by the extra virtual energy. Thank you, traffic. Much appreciated. I mean, I cannot blame him, but, you know, I couldn't come back quick enough to cover that gap. Unbelievable. Well, do you guys see that as myself failing to defend, or was there really just nothing that I could have done in that case? I mean, Lyden would have dived anyway, sooner or later, but I would appreciate losing 1 second less. So now the thing is, I've done 6 laps on these tires in Quali, and Lyden has done extra 5 laps, I think, or 4 in the race. So the wear difference, the wear difference shouldn't be too big. And hopefully he has 1 lap too little fuel. But if we took the same fuel, then it would be around now that he would catch me, and then maybe I would... Yeah, now I already have the temperature in the tire that makes me able to defend it. Perhaps. So according to in-game, well, that overlay is broken. It shows 23 laps to go, but I don't believe that's the case. It's either 25 or 26, I think. Maybe I went too safe. Gonna be a good fight to watch between Lind and Lyden. Potentially Polesny joins the mix as well. He fuel saved a lot. And then if he doesn't change the tire, he's ahead of us. Polesny 2 less laps of fuel. That's strange. Alright, we are through. Have I failed the refuel or what? Anyway. Wait, P1! P1 has jumped as well? Okay, interesting. They're counting on the thermal deck to be very low. I really expected people to only change the left side, but people are now just not changing at all. Perhaps a good call. Let's see. Come on, Michi, dive bump Lyden. Yeah, there we go. Nah. Had a brief moment of hope. Yeah, the P1 and P2 are way off pace. Things are looking juicy. Lyden has that. And I messed up because I was looking for the lockup of that hypercar. Lyden is not that slow though. Mid 42s are really decent. Well, for the time being, it does look like the no tire swap strat is preferable. But let's see after another half an hour of racing. Yes, per Lyden has been defending like crazy in LMU in the past few rounds that I had against him. Not like I needed the apex urgently anyway. That would be an easy overtake, and now I'm getting super stuck. Yeah, he's gonna slot right between us. Thank you, much appreciated. Yeah, I was about to send it. So was perhaps the better decision for each of us. Or for both of us. Three tenths. I'm not sure if Lyden is close enough. He wasn't. The leaders are getting dived now. Into the last corner. Wow. Okay. Don't rejoin into me. Thank you. Well, and the traffic still found a way to hamper me at least a little bit, even though I should gain half a second. I was just being cautious. But he rejoined in a very safe way, so all good. Oh, there we go. Is that two leading battles right ahead of me? Yep, P1, P1, P2, P2. Lind has really good pace there. Pretty scary. Did he only change one side? But he lost more time. I don't know. He only changed left side. Alright. Yeah, does that make sense? He was like 7 seconds behind. Maybe he fueled just a little less. And he has quite some top speed. Just about, Michi. Ooh! There he goes. Ah, that feels super bad because we had a chat before the race with Lyden. We had a chat that either the Lexus will kill him or hypercar will kill him. It was the hypercar this time. Ah, poor man. But I happily take P2. And let's see what we do here with Lind. And if we keep battling hard enough, Lyden will catch back up with us. Okay. Yeah, quite some replays to analyze after. And then your game crashed. Ay. I guess it really depends on the situation. If most people only change one side, then you're stuck, kind of. You lose a lot of time. But if you have clean track, then you just go full pace and catch up and easy pass, maybe. And then it's like no change versus one side change versus all new. Yeah, Martin, it was the hyper. Yeah, Joao, I don't know. Maybe better track conditions. We have saturated today, but it's super cold and it takes forever to build up the tire temp. I mean, like, I have 70 on the right side, that's surely 2/10 off compared to perfect, like, 85, 90, I assume. Yeah, I don't know, I thought it was hypercar, but maybe it was against Lambo. I need to check later. I just saw the hypercars storming in, and next thing was Lyden getting rotated. So let's see how fast the Lambo is. I'm not sure if he's on like medium rear wing or if it's just Lambo being quite decent in a straight line. Lind yellow damage, I see. No hypers involved, copy. Alright, well then, I feel a bit less bad for Lyden. I don't know. No, it was still a really nice battle brewing, and for sure this alleviates some pressure for me now. Which could be bad for the content, but maybe it's better for me to have it like this instead of Lyden overtaking Lind, driving away, and myself just getting stuck. I don't know. Let's see if I get a proper chance. Lexus super good in that last corner. Now there is one thing I need to do. Defend the inside. And survive the braking zone. And that's how you overtake a car with damage and worse tires, anyway. But a pass is a pass. I wonder how he didn't have a better switchback out of the last corner. It was quite messy for me, but it worked out. Okay, well then, 10-11 laps to go of a nice evening drive, trying to survive some rear snaps. He lost the exit traction. But that's again really interesting because, well, mid-engined Lambo, he should have better immediate traction. But then again, it can kill him quicker than it kills me. I wonder how Niklas Huben is doing nowadays. I think he fully rage quitted from the Lexus and from this championship. I'll try to see if I can match the first stint lap times. My hypothesis is that Quali tires are 2/10 off. I did start the stint with less fuel, so it kind of evens out. But yeah, indeed, like a good lap matches the best laps of the first stint. And it is like half a second quicker than just changing one side. If that 42.3 is representable from Lind. Well, he did 0.1 before. Maybe it's like 4/10. But like 5-second gap, 4/10, that's what, 12 laps? So in clean track, it's for sure better to change all four. And my brain now switches towards ACC because I'm gonna drive ACC whole day today, whole day tomorrow and on Saturday because of the VCO Esports Racing League making a return. I'm not sure yet if I should stream it. It's just gonna be like 2 or 3 sprint races. And it could be... Oh. That's Michi. What's he doing? He was battling for the podium there. But either way, yeah, as I was saying, I don't think it really makes sense for me to stream that VCO ERL thing. Because it's gonna be maybe 2-3 hour stream, but out of that it's just gonna be maybe 20 minutes of racing from my side. As it's like 3 drivers per team, and it's 3 servers, 3 splits. Supposedly I'm in a very ACC esports split when I put... my tongue again. Supposedly I don't even have a great chance at all in that split that I'm racing in, with a lot of ACC pros, so I might as well just try to suffer alone, try to get some pace out of nowhere, stay out of trouble, to avoid getting the team penalty points, or maybe I will have some pace actually. some nice Rafa logos will be displayed on the teammates' cars as well. Michi's rear, yeah, it's the Ferrari and Toyota thing, I think. The Toyota kind of does it more often, maybe. And that's why the brake migration is super important. Because as you smash the brake, the rear wants to lock up, and when you smash, actually when you stop smashing the brake towards the apex, the front wants to lock up, so we get 2.5%, potentially we would need like 5% on some cars, in some tracks. Really not sure why we have it limited to 2.5% here. Maybe it's just like a placeholder value because the teams are not willing to share what they use. That tire doesn't want to tire anymore. Or maybe I took the front ARB to too high of a number. I did the extra click between quali and race to make it more stable. And it is really stable. And it rotates at the same time, so it's actually quite nice. But at some places I would appreciate just marginally more rotation. But that's a trap with Lexus anyway. Get more rotation, get a snap, and spin out of the lead. Luckily I've not done it yet today. Still 4 or 5 laps of chance to do it. I didn't expect the snap to happen there. But oh well, I went into the grass. With Polesny, what's he actually doing with fuel? He had like 6% less. He only has 2 less now. It's quite of a fuel safe strat. Maybe that's more efficient? I don't know. You know what? This track is so good for cuts. It's really perfectly interpreted. You cannot really gain time by just cutting like crazy. And at the same time, even on strict cuts, it allows you to cut a little bit in reasonable places, because if you just left it like here, it doesn't really make sense to put a cut on there. Like, you're not gaining any time, it's just maybe 20 milliseconds because you can take a different line, but you know, it will not gain you time if you just go full crazy over the exit curb and lose the grip in the green stuff. The curbs are just like aggressive enough to create a beautiful physical limit for the cutting. Like even this corner here. Let me not crash while I'm trying to explain it. It's funny because the curb on the left at the apex, on the fixed setups, on some cars you just have to cut like crazy, but never go like touching the grass, because suddenly it starts sending you into the air. Oh, where is the front? Run into the marbles. But now on this open setup I just have to avoid the curb almost completely, otherwise I fly. But you know, it's a good interpretation of track limits when you have zero cuts, when you don't have consistent green cut warnings everywhere, and where you're still decently within track limits everywhere, every lap. So actually I overfueled by a lap, which would in some cases cost me a win. It was really a crucial 2 seconds of extra, or like 1.5 seconds of extra refueling in the pit stop phase. But now it doesn't really matter anyway. So I imagine P1 hasn't crossed the line yet. Yeah, 1 to go. So we all effectively, not we all, but yeah, Lind, Bolesny, and myself kind of overdid it with fuel margin. But looks like quite a fight for P2, P3, P4, right? What's the chance of a Bolesny dive? And then Lyden comes out ahead with a Perfect switch back out of last corner into P2. Where did that snap come from? Anyway, all good. Finally a win in this championship. I'll gladly take it. It was made a bit easier by Lyden's spin, but yes. P1. Let's go. So, does Polesny... Ah, that's Alex. Hi, Alex. Yeah, no drama behind, I see. Okay. Race start. I almost messed it. Is it broken? Okay, let's, before everything breaks, let's quickly reload. Ah, now I exited. GG Lind as well, and thank you. I saw the message when I already clicked. Let's first see the... why do I click this? Like, it's already loading and then the message pops out. Let's see that and then reload the replay and see the crashes. Plus 3.9, not bad. We had a contact with Lind. Okay. Right. Well, thank you, chat, for all the GGs. Much appreciated. I hope you enjoyed it. Let's enjoy some quick replays as well. And if you really liked it, I will much appreciate the likes on the stream. Yeah, I'm battling in my head if it's silly algorithm doing things sometimes with weird... What is this? Why is it not loading? That hurts. Let me quickly make it darker. Now it's loading. Anyway. Is it algorithm that I should blame? That sometimes the viewership retention like in videos and shorts is weird, or is it just my social media skill issue that has to be resolved? But yeah, the likes will be appreciated. So we need to check the start because I almost lost P2, even though I didn't. I'm kind of run off a little bit in T1. Then I need to check the overtake for P1. We need to check the crash between the pole sitter and the other guy that ended up in a very long chat in the server. And then the overtake. Right. Maybe it's gonna be better from this camera. The start was good, and then I brake late, then I did go off. It's never a good idea to run this wide. Unless you see stuff in the mirror, but this is top split with all platinum SR drivers, so I didn't expect any weird stuff from behind. Still left too much space. And that's usually P2 lost, right? But inside is inside, so I broke deep. Left the space. That was beautiful. Yeah, around the outside you have no chance. I thought he's gonna outbrake himself, so I do a nice switchback. But it's impossible to... For some reason, it's impossible to switch back here. I don't get it why. But next lap... he didn't defend enough, of course. The moment you get a inside line, it's GG. Just need to brake, make the apex. A bit of a friendly tap. And that's it. And then... So this was overtake from Lyden. Oh, okay. Here we go. That's Clary. So Lind has already overtaken. Oh, that's a big fight. Wait, I need to check that. So Howells has... that's a beautiful dive. Ow. Okay, that's... I never understand these moments where the car on the outside just completely turns into the car on the inside, other than just misjudgment on how much space is it there. But okay, fair enough. Ooh, big dive. Okay, I mean, fair enough as well, but but Clary was diving as well. Okay, is that an illegal overtake? Jack in that case turned in onto David. What a battle. And then it was Polesny joining the battle. Ay. What? What? I mean... I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't really comment too much on this, but this doesn't look good, you know. Luckily, all survived there, but maybe Clary got a huge damage from that. And then they what? It's just unsafe rejoin then. Okay, there is a video that needs to be made out of this. But look at this. Mr. Ramonet from P8. Nice lift and coast, lets the Ferrari through. Big battle ahead. One freebie. And another 2 or 3 freebies, right? It was kind of one, not even a risky move, but he gained 4 positions from P8 to P4. That was a beautiful, beautiful moment for him. Wow. Okay. Yeah, it got heated. So that was one thing, and then another thing was second stint. So Lyden really did his best with the strat. He hung on with the old tire. He was kind of slightly lucky with the traffic in the pit stop phase, and he got the lead over me. And then he caught up. Couldn't ever really make a move. Had a look at it. But like, I don't know what it was, but my car was just super good in the last corner. You see Lyden just kind of getting stuck with traction control here, just losing the crucial ground, but I was always just flying out of there. And this is the moment then. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it wasn't a hypercar thing. If on entry you don't have overlap, then you're not... You shouldn't really stick the nose in, right? That's the real life racing rules, so... It was a very late move, so... There is no blame that we can put on Lind. Yeah, Lyden just overcooked it. Went for a gap that was never there. Then again, my understanding of racing is that this is a gap, and he went for it, and since he had a gap, he should be given space. Then again, he was given a space, kind of, marginally, but he understeered off. And then, yeah, the rear was unloaded. Actually, one more thing that I want to check. His overtake on me. Wait. Right, okay. Hot tires versus cold tires. I mean, for the hypercar, yeah, he felt like outside is better. Yeah, and then he went off on the curb. There is nothing I can do. And there is no cut detection there, which is fair enough, so... It's a good move. Very well judged. But what... Should I have done anything differently here? I was waiting for the space and I was looking at the gap. I didn't know where he's gonna rejoin. Wanted to keep it safe. I went for it as soon as I could. But he had overspeed, so... Ay. And then... GG Tommy. In the end, it wasn't the Lexus and it wasn't the traffic, right? Directly. Yeah, you had fully unloaded rear axle over the jump, so when the touch happened, you couldn't do anything. Here was like, okay, he's gonna defend the right side, and I'm gonna go around the outside and try to make a nice attempt on the start-finish straight. But then I see he's diagonaling it to the left. Oh well, there is a gap. I'm not gonna go left if there is a gap on the inside, so I went for it. Yeah, I really try to be safe, not to overcook it. Even had to touch the throttle again here. And then just survive the exit. But Lind... He just lost the rotation in the dirty air. Tried to make a switchback here, but the front decided it's not gonna do its job. So thank you, the front tires on the Lambo, much appreciated. Imagine some Rafa logos here, like Grid Finder, Traction, Podium 1, Rafa Esports Team. And then again, there is not even an overlap, but if you have the inside, it's just super powerful here. Just go for it. And the outside, nothing you can do about the outside. Especially on old tires with damaged car, right? Okay. And that was a P1. Yeah. One last thing. want to see the snap. Wasn't a big one, but suddenly, for whatever reason, well, I unfocused a bit, I guess, but it's a good line. But suddenly the rear was just trying to overtake the front. Anyway, let that be enough for today. And let's quickly check the standings and call it a day. But thank you everyone for watching once again. I'll be streaming LMU again on Sunday for the VMS Pro. It's gonna be a Ferrari fest again, but I'm not having the Ferrari. Standings. Not even the max points. So it wasn't as stacked as the Belgian race was. I think Osterman won this one with the Lambo. But that's a nice gap. I just need to survive, what is it, Bahrain? And the championship should be ours. Alright, well. Have a good night. Thank you again. See you next time. Bye bye.